What's going on, guys? Biznix here. Today we're going to be talking about Emperor Palpatine, the Dark Lord of the Sith, and we're going to be doing a character overview of him. Now, before I go any further, I just want you to know, subscribing to my channel grants you daily Star Wars Battlefront, Doom, and Division videos. Also, if you ever want me to do something in particular, let me know in a comment. And finally, if you ever want me to play with me, then let me know and I'll be able to get my appropriate information to you. But without further ado, let's actually talk about Emperor Palpatine. So guys, I actually have the collector's book for the Star Wars Battlefront. I'm going to read you the description of Emperor Palpatine, then I'm going to describe like the pros and the cons of him, and I'm also going to describe his abilities a bit more in depth. So without further ado, let's actually just read it. So this is what it says. Emperor Palpatine, also known as Darth Sidious, is the Dark Lord who became the first Emperor of the Galactic Empire and took Darth Vader as his apprentice. An extremely powerful Force user, Emperor Palpatine is known by most in the galaxy and highly feared. The Emperor is primarily a support character who specializes in helping his fellow villains. Because of his mobility and charging abilities, Palpatine can get to his teammates rather quickly. He should normally travel with troopers as bodyguards. If Emperor Palpatine summons himself to the battlefield, you know things must be serious. When he is in play, it is possible that two friendly players will spawn in as shock troopers. The Emperor's shock troopers are equipped with the T-21 and 2-star cards, the Smart Rocket and the Homing Shot, granting you the ability to deal with anything the rebel scum can throw at you. These special characters are more difficult to kill than normal troopers as they have an added bonus to their health pool and they can deal more damage. More importantly, if you and your teammates are spawned in as one of these characters, stay close to Emperor Palpatine and protect him, as the characters will also earn more points for your score and sticking together will keep them alive longer. So I guess to summarize those couple of paragraphs that I just read, he basically is a support character and he's very mobile but sort of soft and squishy, so he needs to stay with troopers to help him out. Also because his abilities aren't rather strong, and we're going to talk about them right now. So his first ability is called Imperial Resources, and basically it's when Palpatine drops a power-up from his team to pick up. So you're going to use this in a situation where the power-up star cards are some of the most powerful abilities in Star Wars Battlefront, and they're available to all troopers. Use this ability whenever friendly troopers are nearby because they can protect Palpatine and attack their target with greater ease. So basically it's just dropping a random pickup for a trooper to pick up, and it could be anything from a thermal imploder to a squad shield. It could be anything. So that's his first ability. His second ability is called Chain Lightning, and this is sort of the one that's going to stun an enemy hero if you actually end up hitting them or if you end up fighting one, but it's basically when he sends a charge of Force Lightning that attaches to one target and is spread through any other nearby targets within one blast. So use this ability primarily for groups of troopers standing close to each other. It weakens all of them, making them easier targets for your team. Essentially, if they don't have back-to-bomb on and you send this at them, they're going to all instantly die. It's probably his best ability by far, and it's definitely one that I use a lot. Now his last ability is called Force Dash, and this is basically when Emperor Palpatine launches forward extremely rapidly. That's what the book says. All he really does is he launches forward, and it's a great way to get away from a fight, or it's a great way to reposition yourself in a fight. And it comes back, I think, in like less than 10 seconds. So it's really good. I like using it a lot. You're actually going to see it right here. I'm going to use it right there. Yeah, that's what the Force Dash is. So it's not really bad, and basically the situation, it says to make up for Palpatine's slow movement speed, he can use Force Dash to launch himself forward, getting to any location quickly. Use this whenever you need to be somewhere, as the cooldown returns relatively quickly so you can use it again. So those are all of Emperor Palpatine's abilities. Now let's just basically talk about some of Emperor Palpatine's pros and his cons and future buffs that are going to be made to him. So in larger game modes, Emperor Palpatine is the best support character you can pick because he has the 2 shock troopers that can spawn in on you, and he also has the mobility and basically just the one-shots that he can do. Now the only thing is you have to be very conservative when playing as Emperor Palpatine. You can't run in like you would with maybe Greedo or Darth Vader, because you're gonna get murdered really fast. He's relatively squishy, like I was saying. I think he has the same health as all the heroes, but he has a very hard time blocking bullets because the only way you really can block them is by holding LT and stopping them. But that's relatively short. It's the blocking time is shorter than Darth Vader's, so he's definitely weaker. And basically, his only attack is lightning. Besides his abilities, his only attack is the lightning ability. And its cooldown is actually relatively high, and it can only last for a solid 1 or 2 people. Now, that being said, they are going to be buffing this in a future update. They never said which update yet, but it is going to be buffed. And essentially, the Force Lightning will have a longer amount of using it, and it also have a quicker reload time, because it is really only his attack, so it only makes sense for it to be a little larger. So those are really the abilities of Emperor Palpatine, his pros and his cons. Well, like I was saying, the only pro is that he's really a support player and he gets the shock troopers, and he's able to like move up on positions and drop stuff. But other than that, he's fairly weak and he needs to be protected, and without that he's going to die really quick. So those are the pros and cons of Emperor Palpatine. So the last thing we're going to talk about is Emperor Palpatine in smaller game modes, specifically heroes versus villains, because it's really the only one you're really going to use him on, unless you're in Hero Hunt and you're really good at him. Then in heroes versus villains, there's only a couple things I need to say. One, when you're playing, definitely stay with your team, but more importantly, I would try to stay with Darth Vader. You two work very well as a team. They're made for each other, essentially. Because Darth Vader is bulky now after the buff. He's very bulky. He can take a lot of the damage that Emperor Palpatine cannot. Also, Darth Vader can throw his lightsaber and dish out way more damage. While the enemy might be fighting Darth Vader, you can actually electrocute them and stun them, and even get away from a battle if you need to. So you're quick, and you're definitely there to do a lot of damage whenever the enemy is not really focusing you. But like you're seeing, I'm fighting Luke right now. Darth Vader should be up here helping me because he was up here, but I'm gonna see I'm in a bad situation. I'm able to force dash out and basically win this fight. I'm gonna get in another altercation right here, but Luke's the only hero left at this point, and I basically felt like I could take him, but I was getting shot from the left, so I decided to dash away, and then from there he runs away because he knows basically he can't do anything about it. So guys, that's really about it. Emperor Palpatine is the best support player for the villains on the larger game modes and the smaller game modes, and the only way to play as him correctly is to play as him right. Follow my tips that I was trying to tell you. But that's really about it, guys. So if you enjoyed this video or thought it was helpful, definitely leave a like, and if you want to see more videos like these, let me know in the comment. And really, without further ado, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.